We can all agree that we can never have enough local content on Jamaican TV. Jamaicans love to see their own stories and see themselves. And now these folks are giving a platform to persons who'd like to pitch scripts. Film director Kurt Wright is with me. Film investor Zachary Harding, and the manager of TVJ's homegrown unit, Judith Alberga. They all join us now. So good morning, guys.
Morning.
Welcome to
morning.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you. Yeah, I think you should, Kurt, because after this, everybody's going to be writing Judith and looking for Zachary on social media and asking where is Kurt. So, all right, no problem. I'm going to begin with Zachary, because Zachary, you've heard, I suspect, a number of pitches about films. What says to Zachary, this is something that I can invest in? What makes that difference?
It has to be something that's commercially viable. That's the big mistake that people make, or the big difference. The story usually starts out where I have an idea, or I have this thing that I need to tell to get off my chest, and I'm an artist and I'm creative and I'm very passionate about it. So I'm going to write a script for whatever, be it a play, a song, a movie. And then you say, but I don't have enough money to produce it, so I need to go to somebody with the money for them to help me realize my dream. It's a reverse way of thinking about it. If you're going to go to somebody to try and get them to use their money to invest in something, the thing that that investor is interested in is not losing their money. It's called capital preservation. So step one is this thing commercially viable enough that I will at least make back my money that I put in and hopefully make a profit, sorry. So the product that somebody is bringing has to be something that is commercially viable, and I need to look at what is it that the market out there would buy, and that would be the first step that I'd encourage anybody to take.
Judith, you've had those moments.
Yes.
Where do we strike the compromise when the artist says, but this is what I want to engage the public with, and the content producer and says, but nobody not going to watch that for more than one show though,
Right.
and we need a whole season.
Right. It has to be compelling.
Yeah.
You've done Ring Games. It has to be, the drama has to be, if it's drama, it has to be characters that, we know them. We know, there's got to be some sort of progression in that character. It has to be something that, Jamaica would like to see. We're committed to producing local content here in Jamaica at TVJ, and so it has to be a good story.
What would you say is the biggest challenge to when you meet people and they come in with pitches and they come in with stories? Because I see people all the time and them tell me how them have a great story.
Yeah, everybody has a great story.
And TVJ not pay me no mind. And I usually just roll my eyes and go, okay, well. So what do you think is the biggest challenge?
Everybody has an idea and they think that the idea is the best one.
Yeah.
But it's how you put it down on paper. It's how you present that idea. That's going to win it for us.
Yeah. Kurt, you take the idea from the paper and put it on the screen. Is there often conflict for you? Because I know sometimes I write and then the director sees a total different story. And I say, what?
I mean, a lot of the times, the script is the most important part of any production, really, but at the same time, the director, usually there's a reason that you're approaching a specific director. So that's also something to think about when you want to pitch something to somebody. You don't necessarily want to go to a director who is fond of, say, action movies, for instance, and be pitching them a documentary. There's no reason they might not be into, a documentary, but at the same time, if it's not their thing, it's less of a chance that you're going to actually get through with them, or it's something that they'll actually take to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a great point.
It's just a part of the process.
That's a great point, because you probably just see a director and say, oh, this person always does film, let me go to them. But you're right, if their leaning is towards a particular style, it may clash. So this morning, we have Shola Collins and Jamar McFarlane. They're two talented writers, and they're going to be pitching their script. So I'm going to go with the lady first. Hi, Shola. All right, let's go. All the people in theater call me that. All right, let's go.
So my script is called Casting Stones, and there's a play on words. Because, in Jamaican terms, if you cast stone, you're being judgmental. So my script underlines that, it looks at persons who are always looking to point out the wrong in somebody else. It's also casting, as you know, in construction when you're casting up something. So we're building up persons and we're seeing how their lives progress as they take the stones cast as them to build themselves. So you have a character, Ronnie, who has been through so many things, and she's become like the Rock of Gibraltar, and she's that figure who always tries to encourage the persons around her to overcome circumstances. You see abortion issues coming out, suicidal issues coming out, and how she plays a big part in helping persons overcome these issues. And then you have a person like Margaret, who's always trying to look, she's like the news carrier. She's always trying to look for everybody's business, and that at the same time, stones in her yard are crumbling. So, you know, she's looking at everybody else's when the beam is in her own eyes.
All right, Shola, they tell me your time is up. Kayan, do you want to take the comments now, or you want to hear Jamar first? So she wants to hear Jamar first. All right, Jamar.
All right, so my script is called Space Grass. It is a sci-fi drama series, and it's set in contemporary Jamaica, and it follows the life of an awkward 20-something university student, and she's battling mental health issues. And while she's doing this, she comes across a mysterious new recreational drug called space grass, which is where the sci-fi element comes in. It's something completely new, completely different from what, you know, like marijuana or anything like that. And so her experimentation with it kind of transforms her over the course of the series. It would be about 8 episodes. 2 episodes we see her rise. 3 episodes we see her rise. 2 we see her plateau, where she's kind of coming into herself. And then we see the fall back down in the next 3 episodes. And what happens is the drug kind of brings out the id, the deep-seated primal urges or primal personality that somebody might, you know, have shoved down. And so the pilot takes place a year into, you know, after her brother's death. Her brother was experimenting with the drug himself, and he fell to its consequences. So it just follows her and her experimentation, and she even ends up selling it herself, and she finds herself changing into a new person, and that's it.
All right, great. Thank you, guys. First, I want to commend you for coming, because there are people who are afraid to stand in a room and pitch. So the fact that you've come on this morning, I want to commend you both for doing that. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to take some comments, suggestions, recommendations. Judith, I see you're raring to go.
Well, well, I mean, I'd like the 2 ideas. I mean, I've seen something that is, I mean, I can see it, I can envisage it in my mind. When he said about the space grass, I immediately looked at Kurt, because I know this is Kurt's, right up Kurt's alley.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi. The sci-fi part of it. Yeah, it can be developed. I mean, both can be developed. I see it. I can visualize it.
I will say that between the 2 of you, I think both of the ideas have merit to them. But I will say that the way that Jamar pitched his, I feel like I understand where the story is going to go from beginning to, let's say, almost end. With you, it's more a case of understanding thematically what your story is about. I'm still not entirely clear. You know, you gave more of a general sort of idea of, you know, so there's still a lot left for me to kind of, I'd have more questions for you than I would for Jamar in terms of exactly what's happening in your story, you know. So overall, it's just something to take from pitching. You need to get that idea, the main points of your idea, just out, and then you can talk about, you know, theme and stuff even after.
Yeah. Zachary.
Yes. Auntie Delia. It's very important that you know who your target audience is.
Correct.
So the story must be geared towards somebody specifically. In listening, one of the things that I picked up right there when you said a university student, because right there I'm like, okay, that can be targeted to a university audience. On the other side, when you talk about issues like abortion, etc., you know that there's a female market that would have a strong interest in those type of topics. So whatever it is that you do, just make sure that there's an initial founding target market that you're zeroed in on. Don't try and go after everybody in the general market. If everybody picks it up, fine, but you have to excite a small group first and get them talking about it.
My word is do research. Do research.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about doing a drama or a comedy or a rom-com or whatever it is, there is someone that will tell you what the market is like, what the money is like, and investors like to hear those figures. Yes. So I want to do Black Panther type because it made billions. So that's my thing.
And speaking of Black Panther, I mean, if you think about it, it's very topical. Race is very topical right now. Maybe Black Panther wouldn't have done so well 10 years ago. 2 years ago.
Remember Sony, as I went into the hacked email again and said, Sony said, oh, shows with African American leads not doing well. And then this, because race is an issue.
Exactly.
So thank you guys. I know you all are busy. And some of us wake up early. But thanks for being with us, and thanks Shola, thanks Shamar. Looking forward to the development of those scripts. Manager of TVJ's Homegrown Unit, Judith Alberga, film director Kurt Wright, and film investor Zachary Harding. Still to come in the next half hour, what's happening with the cabinet? We're going to be talking about the reshuffling. But after the break, what's happening with the Disabilities Act? Very important. We'll clear some things up for you. Soon come.